You're checking your phone before your eyes fully open. The notifications pile up like dishes in a sink you haven't touched. Another email, another opportunity you might miss, another person doing more, being more, achieving more than you right now, in this moment, in your bed. Your shoulders carry a weight that sleep doesn't lift. That constant hum, produce, create, hustle, optimize. It's become the soundtrack to your days. Rest feels like failure. A break feels like falling behind. So you keep moving, keep pushing, keep pretending the exhaustion isn't eating you alive. And when you finally stop, guilt wraps around you like a blanket you didn't ask for. The comparison never stops. Social media whispers that everyone else has figured it out. Everyone else is thriving while you're just trying to survive the day. But here's what no one tells you about this relentless machinery. It's breaking you. Your phone sits face down on the couch beside you, and still somehow you feel its weight. You've earned this moment. The afternoon stretches ahead, empty and yours. But your mind is already cataloging. The emails unopened, the projects half finished, the way your colleagues stayed late while you left at 5. Rest whispers one thing. The voice inside, sharper, older, insists you're wasting time. You settle deeper into the cushions, and guilt settles with you. This is the lie you swallowed long ago, that stopping means failing. That rest is something stolen from productivity, not something owed to yourself. Your shoulders tighten, your thoughts scatter like leaves. The mental static grows louder than the silence around you. So you sit there, suspended between what your body needs and what your conscience demands. Neither one wins. Your phone buzzes during dinner, and you watch your child's mouth form words you don't quite hear. The fork feels heavy in your hand. You promise you'll be present next time, but there is no next time. Only the one happening now, slipping through your fingers like sand. The distance grows quietly, a text left on read. An anniversary you scrambled to remember. Their eyes learn not to expect you. And somewhere between the overtime hours and the catching up tomorrow promises, you realize you're not just missing moments, you're missing them. The emptiness doesn't announce itself loudly. It whispers, it settles into the space where laughter used to live. But here's what you need to understand about this exhaustion. You wake before the alarm, your mind already cataloging the day's unfinished tasks. Somewhere between the Industrial Revolution's factories and your smartphone's notification badge, a story took root. A story that whispers, you are what you produce. Your grandmother knew it, your parents lived it, and now you carry it in your shoulders. This weight that says your value is measured in output, in hustle, in the relentless accumulation of achievement. But notice something. When did rest become laziness? When did simply being become insufficient? The story runs deep. It promises that if you just work harder, push longer, optimize more, then finally you'll be enough. Yet somewhere beneath that promise lives a quieter question. What if the story itself is the problem? You wake up and the weight is already there, before your eyes even open, before you remember why. It's in your chest, that tightness, that familiar ache that says, you're not enough and you never will be. You move through your day carrying something invisible. People can't see it, so they don't ask. They don't know that getting out of bed took everything, that smiling took everything, that pretending took everything. The voice in your head is relentless. It catalogs your failures. It whispers that you're falling behind, letting everyone down, wasting your potential. And maybe the hardest part, you believe it. But here's what I need you to know. This exhaustion you feel, this isn't weakness. It's evidence that you've been fighting. And fighting changes. You've built your entire life around the equation. Do more, become more, be worth more. But what if the stone doesn't need to prove its value by sinking? What if it's precious simply because it exists? Right now, somewhere inside you, there's a quiet resistance. A voice saying rest is laziness, presence is procrastination, simply being is not enough. That voice didn't emerge from nowhere. It learned you were only lovable when you were useful. But here's what might shake you. What if your worth was never conditional? What if the most radical thing you could do is stop trying to earn what you already possess? The question isn't whether you deserve rest, it's whether you're brave enough to claim it. Imagine setting down the invisible scorecard you've been keeping for yourself since you were young. What if your worth wasn't a destination you're always running toward, but something that was already here, complete, unchanging, independent of what you accomplish today or tomorrow? Feel that resistance, that voice that says, "That's naive, that's dangerous, it's been protecting you, keeping you moving." But what if it's also been exhausting you? Your value isn't earned through productivity. It isn't measured in output or achievement or how full your calendar becomes. You are worthy simply because you exist. And from this place of knowing that this unshakable ground, everything you do becomes a choice instead of a desperation. There's a moment when your shoulders drop, when you stop holding your breath waiting for permission to matter. Psychology tells us something radical. You possess intrinsic worth, not earned, not conditional on productivity or approval. Carl Rogers called it unconditional positive regard, the soil where human beings actually grow. Philosophers from Aristotle to modern humanists have whispered the same truth. Your being comes before your doing. You are not the sum of your achievements. You are not your failures. And here's what neuroscience confirms. Your mind is not fixed. These beliefs about yourself, they're malleable. With insight, with attention, they shift. The question isn't whether you deserve worth. The question is, what becomes possible when you finally accept that you already have it? You're sitting in your car in an empty parking lot, hands still trembling from hitting send on an email you didn't finish, and you realize you're waiting for the world to collapse. It doesn't. Your chest loosens. Something shifts. You remember a Tuesday when you accomplished nothing. No emails, no tasks, no metrics to show for it. Yet your child still looked at you like you hung the moon. Your partner still chose your company. You were still you. That's when it lands. Your worth wasn't in the checkboxes. It was in the breathing, the showing up, the simple, unmeasured act of being alive and present. The relief is physical, shoulders dropping, jaw unclenching, and suddenly the question changes. There's a moment when you realize your fingers have been clenched so tight they've forgotten how to open. That's where transformation lives, in the space between holding and letting go. Everything you've learned here isn't about becoming someone new. It's about recognizing who you've always been underneath the noise. Your worth isn't a prize to win or a debt to repay. It exists in you right now, exactly as you are. What comes next requires something of you. Small shifts, daily choices, the willingness to catch yourself mid-thought and choose differently. It's not easy, but it's possible. Stay open. Stay curious, because the moment you decide to change is the moment change becomes real. You're sitting at your kitchen table on a Tuesday morning, and for the first time in months, there's nothing on your to-do list. Your chest tightens. That's the moment to begin. Disentangling your worth from what you produce starts small, almost imperceptibly small. Try this. When the guilt whispers that you should be doing something, pause. Say it aloud, "I am enough," even in stillness. Not because it feels true yet, because you're practicing a new language for yourself. Schedule rest like it's sacred. Block it, protect it. No productivity required. Then, journal this. Who am I when I'm not accomplishing anything? Write without censoring. Watch what emerges. These aren't quick fixes. They're the first threads you pull on the tightly wound knot. So today, choose one. Just one. You're 3 weeks in, and the old voice returns, sharp, familiar, whispering that you're falling behind. It happens. A setback doesn't erase the ground you've covered. That whisper isn't failure, it's a trigger, an old groove your mind knows by heart. Self-doubt doesn't mean you're doing this wrong. It means you're rewiring something that took years to build. When you catch yourself measuring your worth by a completed task, by productivity, by proof, notice it without judgment. Place a hand on your chest. Breathe. Then gently return to the truth. You are enough, not because of what you've done, but because you exist. Consistency here isn't perfection. It's showing up again and again, even when the work feels invisible. This is how change takes root. Notice how certain people make you stand taller. There's a weight that lifts when you're around them, not because they're fixing you, but because they're reflecting back something you've forgotten, that you're already enough. This is what environment does. The voices in your space become the voice in your head. If you're surrounded by people measuring worth in output, in hustle, in what you produce, you'll feel that constant grinding pressure, even in silence. But seek out those who see you beyond your accomplishments. Build spaces where being is enough. And where you can, step away from the noise that insists you're never quite good enough. This matters, because real change doesn't happen in isolation. You're standing at the threshold of something that won't resolve by morning. There's no finish line painted in gold, no moment when you finally arrive and rest. This work, this daily commitment to seeing yourself as enough, it asks everything of you, and it asks it again tomorrow. Your shoulders may ache from the weight of old beliefs. Your mind will whisper that you're failing. But here's what persistence teaches. The peace doesn't come from perfection. It comes from showing up anyway. Each time you choose yourself, each time you refuse to measure your worth by productivity or approval, you're rebuilding something sacred. Are you ready to embrace your worth beyond what you do? There's a moment when sunlight catches the steam rising from your coffee cup, and you're not thinking about what comes next. You're just watching it dance. That's the thing we forget to measure. The quiet satisfaction of a conversation that goes nowhere in particular. The way your shoulders drop when you step outside and feel the air. A song that makes you want to move. Time spent with someone who doesn't need you to be productive, just present. These aren't distractions from your worth. They are your worth. The evidence that you're alive, not just functioning. So ask yourself, what makes you lose track of time? What small thing, done without agenda, feels like coming home? Because the answer to that question matters more than any achievement ever will. Your shoulders drop as light breaks across water you didn't know you were holding your breath around. The morning arrives without demands. It simply is, and so do you. Watch how your hands move through work that feeds something real inside you, not the frantic grasping of before. This is different. The pen doesn't shake. The conversation doesn't require armor. Rest comes without guilt now. You sink into it like earth receiving rain, necessary, nourishing, complete. Your relationships breathe. They're no longer transactions where you calculate your worth in their approval. They're just honest, reciprocal, like two rivers that merge and flow stronger together. The sky opens wider when you stop trying to fill it, and in this quiet becoming you discover something was never actually missing. You hear it in their voices, that particular tremor of someone who's crossed a threshold they didn't think existed. I stopped waiting for permission, a woman says, her hand steadying against her chest. The weight I carried, it wasn't mine to carry anymore. A man nods, eyes distant with recognition. My shoulders don't ache the way they used to, not physically, something shifted. They don't all have the same story. One found stillness in silence, another discovered it in motion, a third through the simple act of saying no. But listen closer. Underneath the different words, the same current runs through them all. That unmistakable sound of someone finally quietly breathing. And that breath changes everything that comes next. There is a light in you that is never dimmed, even in your darkest hours. Right now, in this moment, place your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat, steady, constant, real. That rhythm is proof that you are here, that you matter. The doubts you've carried, the voices that told you otherwise, they were never the truth about you. They were weather passing through, and you remained. You are allowed to stop proving yourself. You are allowed to simply be, flawed, uncertain, and still wholly worthy. Your value was never something to earn, it was always there. Feel how your shoulders relax when you finally believe this. Hold this. This is what you've been waiting for. And now it's time to build something with this knowing. There's a quiet moment waiting for you, the kind that comes just before dawn when the world is still yours alone. This is where intention lives. Right now, I'm inviting you to make a promise to yourself. Not a grand declaration, but something simple and true. It might be as small as 3 words, I honor myself. Or it might be longer, a full sentence that steadies your breath when doubt creeps in. Write it down if you can. Let your hand know what your heart already understands. If words don't come easily, whisper it. Say it in the mirror. Let it take root. This isn't about perfection. This intention is the daily reminder that you're worth the effort, that your worthiness isn't borrowed or conditional. It's the foundation everything else builds upon. And when you're ready to step into that foundation, there's a moment when you stop reaching for the next thing, when your hands finally go still in your lap. In that quiet, something shifts. The noise fades. The accolades, the achievements, the endless stream of proof you've been collecting, they dissolve like morning fog. And you're left with a question that won't let you rest. If your worth isn't tied to what you do, then who are you really?